Good evening, everyone, and I'll now call Leeton Shire Council November 2025 Ordinary Council meeting to order at the time being 6:42 p.m. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the councillors, staff, community members present in the gallery. We have some Bush bursary, young doctors in training. That's Bella, Brooke, and then from Nara, Sydney, and spending some time with us. Thank you very much. Hopefully not too much of a bloodbath tonight. We will go quite well here, thank you. So, and all those people at home tonight, thank you for coming in. All right, I'll remind everyone tonight's council meeting is being streamed live on council social media account, and then the recording will be uplifted to the council website. Please stand as Councillor Tynan will lead us through the civic prayer. Please. Councillor Wright, welcome to the country.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Wright.
Leeton Shire Council acknowledges the Wiradjuri people and their continued impact on. We acknowledge their connection to the land, water and sky. We acknowledge all Aboriginal people who have made the Leeton Shire their home. As such, we pay our respects to all Aboriginal elders, past, present and emerging of Australia.
Thank you. Please be seated, thank you. General Manager, are there any apologies or councillors attending the meeting via video conference tonight?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, there's only one apology for lateness from Councillor Michael Kidd.
All right, thank you, General Manager. Please, can I have a move and a seconder for that? Thank you. Someone move Councillor Mayton, seconded by Councillor Morris. All in favour? Those again? Declared carried. Thank you. Moving on to confirmation of minutes and any matters arising. The recommendation is in front of you that the minutes are already meeting on Friday the 1st of October. We're in council meeting on Tuesday 20th of October as circulated. Do I have a move and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Wright, seconded by Councillor Mayton. Good, thank you. Any discussion? I'll put the motion. All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, the declared carried. Thank you very much. Procedural motion. This evening we have a following procedural motion and recommendation is that council accept item 7.1. Mayor Minif, Leeton Shire Council received the AR Bullet Award and congratulations from AMJ Chair report as a late item for consideration for tonight, and also from Susan Lee. We have a movement second by Councillor Buddy, seconded by Councillor Morris. All in favour? Aye. I declare. Anybody against it? Nope. I declare it carried.
Also that other notice of motion.
We have another notice of motion, councillors, it's in front of you in regard to the we have a movement a second. Moved by Councillor Edwards, seconded by Councillor Tynan. Good, thank you. Discussion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to speak as the motion.
Through the motion to accept the report of the agenda.
Yes.
Yep, okay. That'll be it. So it's not about the debate.
It's to be put forward.
I'm seeking urgency that it is put on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So under clause 9.3 of the Code of Meeting Practice, I move that the notice of motion as circulated be considered business at this ordinary meeting of council. I want to establish urgency. The reason for urgency is both clear and compelling. Close to the zone, the land associated with the relocation of the dog park is currently on public exhibition, and the exhibition closes on the 16th of January 2026. That process requires our community to provide meaningful feedback based on all available information, and at present, I believe that not all documentation has been made available, namely plans to remove the much-loved dog park. This council has a responsibility to ensure that both we as decision makers and the community as stakeholders have access to the full suite of planning documents, assessments, costings and internal material that inform a proposal of this nature. Without timely access to this information, neither councillors nor the public can engage with the process properly. If this matter is delayed until the next ordinary meeting or when that exhibition period will be concluded, It undermines our ability to provide oversight and potentially limits the community's opportunity to respond with the benefit of complete information. This motion does not predetermine any outcome. It simply requests that all documentation be provided to councillors prior to the next meeting, ensuring that there's transparency, informed decision-making and respect for the community's right to participate in this process fairly. For those reasons, this matter cannot wait. It requires consideration now before the next scheduled ordinary meeting, and I ask my fellow councillors to support the urgency. Thank you.
Now, we're talking about having it put on the agenda tonight, so the case about urgency. Does anybody want to speak against that?
Mr. Mayor, I believe you're the only one who can establish urgency according to the Code of Meeting Practice,
I know.
and I was just making my case.
Well, we will discuss it tonight. They'll be put back further. We'll do a bit
No,
later.
we do it
Do we-
under notices of motion.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
I want to debate it then. Right, disclosure of any interests. You can stand one at a time and just give your interest.
I wish to declare an interest in item 8.3.3, the community strengthening grants. It's just on one particular one. So I'm declaring a significant non-pecuniary conflict of interest in relation to the Leeton Multicultural Cultural Support Group, as my father is the president of that group.
Thank you. Councillor Edward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I declare a significant non-pecuniary conflict of interest in item 8.1.5, as I am a member of the Leeton Fairnhams Rugby Union Club Executive. So I won't be in the meeting for that discussion.
Right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
video first. Moving on to the Mirror Minute, I'd just like to get a video up and running. Let me organise that. This is for the Leeton Shire received the AR Blue Award. Congratulations from Amber Chair and from Susan Lee and a number of different councillors around the Shire. Very important. Where we go? Thank you very much. What a lovely place to live, isn't it? Eh? We've done a fantastic job. I must thank all the staff, past councillors, current councillors, past staff members, and the community itself. It's been great. A bit of a surprise for us. We thought we had a bit of a chance, but as you know, Councillor Morris, right, we're up there, and and Jackie, gentlemen. They call our names up and we were thanked by everybody, because the Blue Award is a very special award. It's by your peers. Peers have sort of gone through and checked all the ticks and we've done very well. So I must thank everybody for this belongs to the community, it belongs to council, staff and everybody. So thank you very much. Well done, everybody. Good work done. Led by Jackie. Well done, Jackie. All right, good. Hopefully, yeah, sorry, apologies. That's okay, my friend. And hopefully we'll get our videos down in the Roxy one night down there, you know, get it out and about, show people that, because it's a really good piece of, done in-house as well, I believe. It was over by Michael Kidd and done by our IT person.
A bloke over the.
And people were asking us, oh, who did it for you? Very professional. It was all done in-house. So we saved some money there as well. My poaching, my friend. Right? Yeah. All right, now we'll move on to the next item, which is that item we just done. Is that right? The late item.
So, sorry, the next item is the budget 8.1.1.
All right,
Budget
and we'll come
review for
back.
the quarter ending 30th of
Right, yeah.
September.
So where we at?
Yeah.
So do I have a move and a seconder, please? Moved by councillor Tynan and seconded by councillor Kidd. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, may I just say one thing? Councillors, you have on your table in front of you one page. There was a line accidentally missing from your original around total borrowings. Nothing else has changed on that page, except for the total borrowings line has been filled in. So just want to let you know, Mr. Mayor, that that's an updated page from the QBR.
Well, thank you, General Manager. Have you all got time to look at that and just understand it? Knowledge, 8.6.
Yeah.
I guess it, yes.
Through you to the
Financial.
general manager, has that been updated on the website for the people watching yet?
Might ask you. Not yet, no. We could, if you like, we could read out that line.
That might be good.
Yes.
People know what we're talking about.
So thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're on page 5 of the quarterly budget review, which in the council agenda, it's in the supplementary report. I don't know if someone can give me a page number. 16. 16. If you go to the blue table, in the white column, there's a word that says consolidated, and the very first words under consolidated says total borrowings, and that line was inadvertently blank, and it is now being completed with the previous year's borrowings were 11.6 million. The current year's budget, original budget, is that there'll be 930 million, and the projected, sorry, 1,000. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Sorry, 930,000. And that at the projected year end, there'll be a total amount of 11.5 in borrowings remaining. So I don't know, Mr. Director of Corporate, is there anything more you want to add around that borrowings line?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, no, as the general manager has said, so we just accidentally left that blank. It's a new template that we have used, which is issued by OLG. So we had to work out a lot of things with this. So this got missed. So we've just inserted those numbers in there.
Councillor Edward, you have a question?
Last questions, yeah. Mr. Mayor, I just want for the public's knowledge, what are those borrowings for? Is there a general idea, or is this such a complicated question that we can't get it today?
So, Mr. Mayor, I can answer. So the majority of the borrowings, which is 11.6 million, is coming as an opening, which was coming from 30th June 2025. The new borrowings of 930,000 is basically 480,000 for cemetery expansion and 450,000 for stadium roof.
And they were all approved in the budget.
Just want to make sure that so it's clarified to the people watching. The ratepayers. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No problem, Mr. Edwards.
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Now, any more discussion? Questions? Put the motion. Those in favour, say aye. Those against? I declare it carried. Move on to item 8.1.2, Leeton Shire Council Annual Report, which can be found with the supplemented report. The recommendations in front of you. Do I have a move and a seconder? Moved by councillor Kidd, second by councillor Wright. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, only to say that it was lovely to see all of our council staff's achievements document, very well presented.
I agree. Councillor Wright. Councillor Tyne.
It was a nice report to read as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Mayor, this was Sarah's first annual report that she led, so.
Yeah,
Take it,
I
Alison.
must,
Thank you for your kind comments.
I must add my comment as well. I've been here, as you know, a few years, right? And it's a very good one. It was very informative and also easy to read as well. It was very good. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Very good. All right, I moved the motion. I put the motion. We got it passed, didn't we? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we moved on. Yeah.
I don't think it's been.
Did I put the motion? No, put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? I declare it carried. Thank you. All right. Thank you, councillors. Moving on to item 8.1.3, Capital Works Update Report, Major Project, November 2025. That's on page 6 of the agenda. Recommendation is in front of you from staff. Do I have any? Moved by councillor Kidd, second by councillor Nardi. Any discussion? Put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? I declare it carried. Thank you very much. Move on to item 8.1.4, Audit Risk and Improvement Committee, ARIC, meeting on the 27th October 2025. Chairperson report and minutes on page 11 of the agenda. The recommendations in front of you from staff. Have a mover. Councillor Edwards and seconded by councillor Morris. Any discussion? Just want to say,
I'm going to say the same as you, Mr. Mayor. It's a long afternoon doing the ARIC, but it's very worthwhile. We're working with people who really know their game, and I think they've been very impressed with our staff, and there's a good interaction. I think it's very worthwhile exercise.
Yeah, it's good, and we're getting some good reports back from the chair. She commends the efficiency and the completeness of the reports. So it's very good staff. Thank you, Brad. And also we're leading the RFSs as well. Oh, councillor Morris, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You just touched on what I was going to say.
Sure.
I'm very much enjoying Chairperson presenting her report to yourself as Mayor and to the Shire to give an update on discussion. And probably just for everyone's note, don't ever underestimate the audit and risk, because it was our Leeton Audit and Risk Committee that led the Rural Fire Service for the whole state. And so now we're going to challenge the Audit Office, challenged Rural Fire Service, and just with the accounting of assets. And after a long, hard, nearly 6 years,
Yes.
and a win. And so, 60, 70 odd councils have benefited from that. So it's been very good.
Well done.
I think that our current committee are very started to notice after this first our annual financial reports, the scrutiny they gave everything. I was very impressed, and I think they're finding out what Leeton Shire is all about and getting a feel for it. I look forward to working with them in the next few years.
Yes, fellow councillors, we've really got good reports from the ARIC committee, and I think that's a reflection on the staff and the fullness of what they put forward. Well, thank you. I had a move in a second there. I had some discussion. I'll put the motion. All in favour? Aye. Those against? Move it is carried. Right, thank you, councillor. Now we move on to item 8.1.5, update terms of reference for the Leeton Sports Precinct Advisory Committee on page 23. The recommendation is in front of you from the Shire.
Sorry, Mr Mayor,
Have I jumped up one?
hadn't given it due thought, as an active, committee member of Leeton Park Run, should I be excusing myself as well?
I can't answer that,
No.
but if you want to fill out one of those forms.
I did think of it earlier. I didn't think for the relevance. I'm happy to declare my interest in that organisation.
And
For Leeton, for my community work.
Yeah.
I'll work with that, but I didn't think it really had a major bearing on
just 2 seconds.
discussion today.
Just can get some advice from a letter.
Is that particular body mentioned in the document? I don't.
It is, yes. Ma'am.
My body.
And I would be in the same boat as councillor Morris on that, with Leeton United Football Club.
I would have to be a bit tough, yeah.
We'll end up with.
Are you declaring an interest in staying and voting, or you just declaring it? Sorry, I can't lead you. I can't lead you on this discussion.
It's significant non-pecuniary. I would describe mine, and I suppose that would be the same.
Yeah.
You mentioned that councillor Edwards is in the same situation as the three other councillors. So should we bring him?
We can't comment, councillor Tyner, on what they want to do themselves. It's up to them to make their decisions. I can't lead anybody.
Didn't he declare for this anyway?
If they want to stay in the room and vote or leave, it's up to them. It's in front of them. All right. Good. So we had a movement in a second, didn't we? I didn't know. Mover, please. All right. Second by councillor Tyner. Any discussion? Yes, councillor. Right.
I haven't been involved in the creation of this
Advisory.
advisory plan. It looks good. I just. It only covers, map, it only covers the precinct. But we have discussed. How all the different council-owned sporting areas, they are interlinked in the sense that they do need to be harmonised to some extent, whatever the committee determines as practical.
Because I think we're talking about the precinct. That might be an amendment. They're going to go outside the precinct.
Well, there's specifically Leeton Sports Precinct.
But councillor.
Councillor, I just want about other
amendments, yes.
sporting fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not geographic area. I just don't think that the discussions we've had leading up to this being created have been about equity and considering everything that council offers in terms of recreational programs. I think everything should be considered.
Well, yeah, I think this discussion was talking about the precinct down there and the early thinkings of what we should do down there.
Yeah, but I guess the thing is that it's an immediate bias. It's biasing the process. We shouldn't be limiting ourselves to that.
Through you, Mr Mayor, the manager of Open Space and Recreation is deeply concerned that if we open it up to all sporting groups, it will make it really big and unwieldy. So he's tried to focus the membership of those people that actually use the site.
I'm not referring to the membership. I'm referring to the geographical extent, the spatial extent of.
Yes. So well, that's part of it as well, is that because we've previously discussed this and I've relayed that back. And so if we're looking potentially at the future of where Little Athletics is, there's the potential of the Yanco sports grounds. We've even got sport being played in the showgrounds. Of course, you've got the golf club. And I think you've got what is it, one of the jockey club as well? No, that was
Technically the Meerford.
yes. And there was a concern that if we got too disparate, it would lose its focus of looking specifically at the developments that need to happen in and around that precinct. So bringing back the views of the manager and the director of operations, they feel they need to have it contained geographically with the people that currently use it, who've expressed an interest to use it. At the end of the day, it's council's prerogative around which way to go. But that was the view of managers was that they could manage the process better if everyone was very clear which patch they were talking about for this particular committee.
In that case, I would like to, the motion hasn't been moved.
No, it hasn't. No. There is no motion on the table. No one's moving motion or second the motion yet.
Edward's moved it.
No, he's gone. Yeah,
Yes, I did. That's true.
yeah.
Oh,
I moved it.
It was
I did. I moved it.
Councillor Wright.
that adds.
Just double check.
Councillor Wright moved it and Councillor Tynan seconded it.
Well, you moved that motion from the start recommendation there.
Have the.
With your indulgence, Mr. Mayor, just so that everyone knows what we're talking about, even when you say something like, we want to focus on a limited geographical area and what we're going to build there, what we're going to develop there, shouldn't we be asking the question, we need to look at Leeton Shire and what sporting facilities we develop in Leeton Shire? To me, this committee should be considering everything, because if its ultimate aim is to create a master plan and put that then can then be used to grants and all sorts of things, it leaves the other possibilities out. I just don't think it should be limited to that area that's on that map.
I'm just reading the recommendation that you moved. Council endorses the council endorses the recommended amendments, the terms of reference for the Leeton Sport Precinct Advisory Committee. So that is actually said Leeton Sport Precinct Advisory Committee. So that actually ties it to an area.
Yeah, but that's just a third. And who chose that name?
So can I just chime in for a second? So I believe, like, I can understand where you're coming from, Councillor Wright, but in saying that, the names that have been crossed out are the people who actually don't use the oval specifically because they have other facilities. I do believe that their input is important, but then are we going to come to the point that we're going to have too many people within a conversation that make suggestions, but they're not the ones using the oval?
Well, when the committee can decide.
But then if they're on the committee, then that's going to have a splash.
The committee can have rules that accommodate that and say that these groups can only talk.
Councillor, right, maybe another committee could be put together for all sporting areas.
I'd be very reluctant to create more committees, Mr. Mayor. And we had a long discussion about this, and it was all about fees and charges and how we equalise different things.
My recommendation was to talk about this specific area which has been dotted, as far as I understand it.
Yes,
and I believe this is for that dotted area.
Councillor Tynan has been trying to speak for a long time.
Sorry, I just wanted to clarify the purpose of this committee is entirely related to the development of that sports precinct. So it has a beginning and an end, and it's around how the place can be shaped to function and the development plans. It wouldn't be looking at fees and charges. It provides strategic community-formed advice to council on the development of a master plan for the Leeton Sports Precinct. And we could clarify that and say the Leeton Oval Sports Precinct, but that's why they put a map in to make it very clear. Yeah. So it's very much around the build side, whereas if there is a need to look at sports generally.
When we voted down the $600,000 for creating for going to a firm and getting a master plan done, and our director of operations said the council has to tell him what we want. And I said, and people was broad agreement of sentiment of the fact that it's actually a separate earlier process to find out what we want. And that's why we voted for a smaller amount and wanted to set up a committee. So why are we prejudicing the process by saying it's going to be a sports precinct here? Like,
Okay, councillor, can I just, couple of things. First of all, this is a public document. It's been out tonight, right? It's been in the public. So that dotted area is what they think we're talking about tonight. That's how I see it. Right? You've moved that motion there. Do you want to withdraw that motion? Because I believe it outlines with the drawing for the public of Leeton Shire that debate is in regard to that area. If not, you're going to have to amend it.
Or do you want just the other people to be involved in discussion?
I'll just draw my motion.
All right, good. And your second is happy with that? Yes. Right.
I think
Before this comes to a head, could I have one more say here? On councillor Wright's view there, I think it's, in my understanding of his talking, it's about more of a whole council effort, not just one district. Now, I'm sorry to talk about the golf club, but the golf club is a thing that was focused on potentially to the exclusion of other sports facilities. We're all well aware that the current little athletics ground has some significant issues. They are a part of the sporting community, though they may be on different land at the moment. It's still a function that we need to consider when we do this whole project. It's more, I think what Councillor Wright is getting at is the breadth of planning of this issue. And I don't see that it's a very big issue to amend the wording of this document.
The ovals in front of the high school that are no longer to go. There's a Crown Lands issue where the school's handing it back, and we're potentially going to take it over, and how much that costs and why, and how does that integrate? How does our potential spending and management of one area impact on the potential spending and management of another area of the precinct? You know, I don't. You're right. It has been out for public display. I've been very busy. I hoped that our discussion would be reflected in the document that came back, and I feel like the staff have just gone and done whatever they originally wanted to do and ignored everything.
Well, I don't think that's right, because for a start, I read the report. I found the time to read the report, which went out to the public. Now, I know we're all busy people, but we read the report. As far as I'm concerned, the people are thinking tonight we're going to debate this particular precinct. You can either vote it down or vote it up on the two.
You know, I really don't want to delay
No.
the entire project, but I also don't want it to get started out.
Good question.
Two-step, could we say this is for the precinct because we need minds working together so we can get money and get a plan? And then could we have some kind of amendment that said, you know, step 2 is facilities.
Management of other.
Yeah, like all the, and looking after all the ovals and all the different, bringing everyone together in a broader discussion.
Well,
Stage 2 or something, or is it 2?
all right. Well, first of all, we've had the recommendation withdrawn, so we've got no motion at the moment, right? So I just need someone to give me a motion and we'll debate it, or we yes.
Through you to Councillor Wright, did you actually withdraw it?
I did.
You did. Yeah. The second agreed, right? So I'm looking for a motion.
Am I allowed to put a motion as well again?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'd like to move that council endorses the recommended amendments to terms of reference for the Leeton Advisory Committee with the additional text that bear with me. that in the functions and responsibilities section, under the title, the Leeton Sports Precinct Advisory Committee will an additional
Precincts, areas,
According to groups.
no, it's not that, it's about the geographical areas.
Would it be better to defer it and we'll bring it back in November with, sorry, in the middle of December with the revised version? Looking at master planning for all of the different sports precincts instead of just one. So we'll, if we put a map in that shows all the different spots and create a committee that looks at the, but it'll have to be expanded to include all the user groups from everywhere. So it'll be huge, but maybe we could have subcommittees for the different.
It's already very big. I mean,
Yeah, but if we had subcommittees, would that be acceptable? Then we could bring it back.
would you have enough time? At the beginning of the new year.
I could really just, the first dot point, we could just add. I mean, could you actually, through Mr. Mayor to the GM, could you actually clarify what including key inclusions and exclusions means?
Councillor Tiffin, I'll get it in a minute. I'll just get.
No.
Or perhaps the director.
Councillor Wright is putting a wordsmith together. They need a seconder once he has decided to come with a statement.
So can I just ask through you, Mr. Mayor, to the Director of Operations, what including key inclusions and exclusions refers to?
Unless there is inclusions and exclusions in that report, I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't believe there are any.
So, yes,
What would it be? What kind of thing would it be referring to?
Only what was in the report, councillor, right? That's all I can tell you. Nothing additional to that.
My fellow councillor, I think we've got to debate this a bit more. You haven't put the motion forward.
No, I'm going to put a motion.
You are, right, yeah.
You already, oh yeah. With
Mr. Mayor, may I just clarify one thing? This committee's been set up in response to council's $100,000 commitment to look at a master plan for that footprint. So if council wants to change your delivery program outcome, then that's your prerogative. But that's what the delivery program adopted action is, and this is a committee to facilitate that action. It doesn't stop further actions happening in other areas or united actions.
Feeds into it.
Yes, but that's why this committee exists. It's in response to the adopted delivery program.
Thank you,
I
John.
think it'd be very reasonable for me to just add
Yeah.
in the at the end of the first dot point.
Okay, so why do you think about it?
Collaboration with staff assist council in defining the scope or consultant engagement for the development of a master plan for the Leeton Sports Precinct, being the area identified in the map below, and in well, I don't know.
We can remove inclusions and exclusions.
Well, I don't know what that means, so I don't want to remove it.
Yep.
Take it out.
All right, just before I ask for a seconder, I might just start, once we.
I withdraw my motion.
Withdraw, right, I'll withdraw, right, yeah. Councillor Tiffany, you want to ask a question?
I just wanted to say, if I remember correctly, this came about after discussion in a previous meeting, and there's a high community expectation that we do something. And it was a surprise to some people in the community that we didn't take action in the previous discussion. But so this is a follow on from that, and I think the community has an expectation.
Would you like to move the recommendation? I don't want to lead you. Do you want?
So as it stands.
You happy to move it? Right,
Being a portfolio lead for sports.
Yeah.
To move.
I need a seconder.
I'll see.
Seconder, right, yeah.
I've got something to say here. If I'm seconder of the motion, okay,
He withdrew the motion and then he withdrew the motion and then he was debating about putting one forward and he was having trouble.
Does that automatically eliminate me from being the second?
His motion never came up, the second one. The first motion was moved by councillor Wright, seconded by councillor Mayton.
No, it was actually seconded by councillor
Oh, yeah.
Knight.
Yeah.
But
So he was asking if he's being a second, or is he being removed?
so councillor Tynan has the opportunity to move it if he wishes to.
Councillor,
Original motion that I withdrew.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you moved, you're the first, you're the first.
he withdrew the motion, right?
If you stepped,
Sorry, I thought councillor Mayton seconded.
No.
All right.
so if councillor Wright steps out, does that automatically eliminate my seconding of the motion?
No.
Okay, so
We asked you, do you agree with him taking it out? You might say yes or no to that.
sorry, I've got to come back in just a moment. So if councillor Wright steps out, you ask me, do I agree with him doing that? If I agree, does that mean that I, as the seconder, are also eliminated?
If you agree, yeah.
Well, then I don't agree,
All right, you don't agree.
because I actually have an amendment in here that I'll make. It doesn't, I understand councillor Wright saying that about the breadth of planning, and we do need a greater integration of the sporting areas, and that I have a concern that 10 million bucks from the last thing going to one area, that's highly favourable of a very small segment of our community. The case is that the people to the Leeton, the Little Athletics and the Ovals down near the toilets and stuff
Councillor Tynan.
are very, very important facilities, not just sports precinct. There are many other people that play sports. So I think councillor White is entirely correct in broadening this. There's nothing wrong with an amendment or a motion becoming more comprehensive in its planning in our community, because it integrates all the information and it gives us greater capacity to manage our money for the needs of the whole community.
Councillor Tynan, he was trying to formulate one and he decided to withdraw.
So in which case, if it's true that if councillor Wright withdrawing, and if I disagree with that, you can't withdraw.
Yeah, you need to put one yourself in your own right.
But it does mean that the second motion I started to relevant because we hadn't really moved past the first time.
So councillor Wright is still the motion mover for the recommendation there.
He's withdrawn it.
Right.
I've got a new motion on the books, right, which is actually as per the staff recommendation, moved by councillor Nardi, second by councillor Tiffin. We can debate that or amend it or.
You can move an amendment.
May I move an amendment?
Yeah.
My amendment has to do with the structure of the committee.
Yes, right.
I can't remember. Okay. I'm sure you've read it by email. So in effect, I would like to move an amendment to alter the membership to 2 sporting body representatives, not the 11, so that it is balanced.
Do I need a second for the amendment?
So what do you
So
want?
the current structure of the membership,
All right, I need a second for that amendment.
11.
That amendment will be.
What is the amendment?
Councillor Tiffin's asked for clarification.
Yeah.
But to clarify, I'll just read out. The community membership and appointment, there will be one representative from each of the listed sports associations there. And I'm councillor Tiffin, I'm on page 27 of 204.
Yep, yeah, me too.
So you have, my concern is that many members representing the sports group will effectively stack and dilute the thoughts of the 2 independent committee members. So if there are 2 community members, I think it's fair that there are 2 sports representatives, and because they can organise themselves and consolidate in their own little.
But through you, Mr. Mayor, I mean, each one of those groups are the people, they're the users. They're also the community members. Like everyone's a community member.
Councillor Tiffin was asking for clarification of your amendment. Now you need a seconder to your amendment. To have a seconder for your amendment. Why is it lapses? No, right, it lapses.
If I was going to second the amendment, I'd want it to be more inclusive.
I declared it as lapse. I'll go back to the original motion by councillor Nardi, second by councillor Tiffin.
I have the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, you can.
After hearing everyone's discussions today, I can understand all the feedback. In saying that, the line items that are not crossed out are the main users of the facilities, and the ones that are lined are the ones that are not. I do believe that at no point in time, sorry, let me retract that, that at any point in time, we could go to these other committees that are not, that are already crossed out for feedback, but as a community group, as a master plan approach, we are trying to navigate the usability and manageability of the ovals via the groups that are using the ovals. I do believe it would be lovely to have that as possibly an option to communicate with those other groups at a later date. But I do believe that we can't have just 2 representatives from 2 sporting groups when there are so many of them that use the facilities out there.
Thank you. I've heard speaker for the motion. Does anybody speak against the motion? Councillor Wright, and back to councillor Tiffin.
I think, Mr. Mayor, it's clear that this is undercooked, and while I didn't want to delay it, the more we talk about it, the more I think we do need to revisit this and how it's constructed. One reason I'm going to vote against it is because just because those particular user groups are using it now doesn't mean they're any more important to that place than anyone else who may or may not want to use it in the future and have used it in the past. We all know how over the decades the usage of various sporting facilities changes as groups come and go. I just don't think that taking a snapshot in time and saying that these user groups' opinions matter more as we potentially go into a very, very big project at some point, and that their views will form the basis of what it's going to be. I think all the potential user groups really should be included.
Right, thank you very much, sir.
Mayor, I just have to say that at no point in time have I ever stated or do state that no one is important or isn't getting utilised over one or the other as a whole.
Councillor Knight, you have the right of closing the debate. But first of all,
I didn't ask this. My motion got wiped out, yes. So I still now have the opportunity to speak against this. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had to move 4, 1 against. I go a 4 and against. I'll have 2 for, 2 against, and we'll put a motion, right? So councillor Wright, and I must remind my fellow councillors, there's a time limit. Is the time limit for is it 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes?
It's 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I don't think I used my time.
Councillor Tiffin. Vote
Yeah,
for the motion.
speak for, I'm probably repeating myself, but I think that there's a really strong community expectation that we do something about this. It was a bit of a surprise that we voted action on the roof last time we really discussed it. I think the time is of the essence here. It's very logical. The names on the list are very logical and they will get things moving. And of course we can have broader consultation, but we need to talk to the people who are using it. And there's a lot of people who use it, and give their time, and lots of children in town who use that precinct. And the sooner we get started on the committee discussions and the master plan, the better. So even if we consider it stage 1, I think it's important to say yes tonight to get that started. And then we can discuss stage 2. We can discuss broader consultation as we go along.
Thank you. Speaker against, and then we'll might have speaker against. You have clarification?
Wasn't speaking against. I just wanted to clarify something with councillor Tiffin. We didn't vote down the roof, the
No, that, yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
it was the expansion.
Yeah, it was
just-
something.
Yeah, no, I was
Sorry.
making sure that,
No,
No, no.
thank you for, yeah,
yeah, but,
Thank you, councillor.
trying to drag it out of.
yeah, no.
Councillor Tynan and then councillor Nardi, close the debate.
Hold up.
So I speak against this motion because the council at the moment is going through a consolidation processes where we're trying to put everything in terms of financial sustainability advisory committee and all these different sorts of things. We have a lot of sports precincts, a lot of sporting areas in here, and some of those are in desperate need of upkeep as well, not just the one that's down there. To commit to going forward with this one means to me that we won't possibly have enough money left to address other needs of whatever the different other fields around the community might need. So it's about consolidation and central planning of the resources. This is only the plan of the segment of our community, doesn't consider the other ones that have even more pressing needs. So I'll be voting against this.
Councillor, thank you. Councillor Nardi,
Thank you, Mr Mayor. In closing, I'm actually a little bit confused by that, councillor Tynan, because on the night when we did discuss this and it did involve the golf club, you were quite happy to take away the money that the golf club was earning and throw it to the one of the football clubs on this oval. So I think in the same point in time, it's like the mayor has stated, like the director of operations has stated, and the GM, this is specifically about this area in general. It does not say that we're not going to be taking care of other areas and that money would not be able to be allocated to those other sports areas. I think the point of it is we're just trying to establish what we are trying to do here today. And I do believe that the list that we have there is for the area, for the sporting groups that actually utilise that area. But I'm also happy to have that communication line opened to the sporting groups that do not use it moving forward as well.
thanks, councillor Nardi. All right, I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? Thank you very much.
Online objection.
Yeah, thank you. Recording?
Me too.
Being recorded. Thank you very much. Can you call the other councillors in, please?
For the listeners, do you want to read?
Oh, I didn't say, that was carried, 3-2.
We should have done more background work.
Fellow councillor, we're moving on to corporate matters, investment report. October 2025 on page 29. I just give other councillors time to catch up where we are up to. Thank you.
What page, Mr Mayor?
Page 29.
20, thank you.
Investment report, October 2025. There is a staff recommendation in front of us. Like someone to move that?
And I will, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Morris, take my councillor. Kid, any discussion?
Very pleasing again. Had a budget on the investment returns. So that's good. Well done to everybody involved in that process.
A question?
Yeah, just a question about the water sales. I'm kind of surprised that it's 4%. What would be high rate of return?
Have we checked that?
What page? So we're looking at.
Yeah, I'm just.
Page 31, the water's sold according to the market, so
Yeah, I'm
there's no,
just expressing surprise
Okay.
at how
yeah.
high the rate is.
It's much higher than it was this time last year, and it's gone up again. We sold some water last week for, I think, $300 a meg, so it is increasing, but it's significantly higher than last year.
Okay, Councillor Tynan, any more
Right.
questions? Those in favour? Those against? Declared carried. Thank you. The next item is 8.2.2 Quarter Report of Minutes, Yanco Town Improvement Committee. On page 42 of the agenda. Recommendation is put forward there by staff. Do I have a move for Councillor Maton, second by Councillor Edwards? Any discussion? A question?
Just a comment that councillor Edwards and myself sit on that committee, and they're an active committee. They're very invested in their little part of our shire and doing what they can to better that space and what they do for the community. They're a really hardworking group of individuals, and yeah, it's great to work with them. And I think you know, I wholeheartedly support this table tonight.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? I declare it carried. Councillor, if you agree, I'm going to propose the next two should go together. That's the 8.2.3 and 8.2.4. What do you report for the minutes from Whitton Town Improvement and also the minutes from the Yanco Town Hall and Market Committee? Are you in agreement to that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a move in a second. Moved by councillor Edwards, second by councillor Wright. Any discussion?
I'd like to speak for the motion. Just to say that being involved in the Whitton Town Improvement Committee has been a privilege. Councillor Kidd and I have had the pleasure of working with some very dedicated and sensible local people in Whitton Village. And we've come up with some very innovative ways to spend a small amount of money to make a big impact in terms of lighting and making visible our existing assets. And I think that the committee is on, you know, it's on a good track to do bigger things in the future. So
Thank you, councillor.
Ditto from
Councillor Kidd.
Ditto from me, Mr. Mayor. They are a really hardworking little group, and they've certainly got plenty of work to do, but they're not afraid of that. And it's also good to see that little bit of money from rural aid and the community consultations that we did earlier in the year actually going somewhere and being the choice of the community to actually do that. So congratulations to all of those people.
Councillor Kidd, these are 355, or one of them, 355 committee. Make sure us councillors, we must get along to those 355, especially because they can't make decisions without us being there. All right, moving on. Oh, sorry, we had a move in a second there. We had a bit of discussion. I'll put the motion. Everybody in favour? Aye. Those against? Okay, it's carried. Thank you. Moving on to economic and community development matters. 8.3.1 Leeton Early Learning Centre proposed pupil free dates on page 55 of the agenda. There is a staff recommendation in front of you. Could I have someone move that? Councillor Tynan, second by councillor Tiffin. All right. Any discussion?
Can I just say that these pupil-free days are a hell of a boon.
Thank you for that. Any more discussion?
Yes, could I ask that through you, Mr. Mayor, to the manager, what was the level of consultation with the families and carers of the children with regard to this? Sorry, Michelle?
Yeah, so these employees, we actually haven't gone out to the families in regards to this yet.
Okay, right.
So that would be something that we actually do if this is approved by council, that we'll give them plenty of notice that we won't have those days available. Those days are also our days when we don't have as many kids at the centre, due to the fact that parents are having time off because they're looking after their other children. So,
and I notice they align with the, through you, Mr. Mayor, that they align with the public school pupil-free days. Good. Thank you.
All right. Any more discussion? I put the motion. Those in favour? Aye. Those against? I declare it carried. Moving on to item 8.3.2, review of deferred development contribution policy on page 68 of the agenda. There is a recommendation put forward by staff, moved by councillor Kidd, seconded by councillor Tynan. Thank you. Any discussion? Councillor Edwards.
Mr. Mayor, I just have a question for you, Mr. Mayor.
Me.
So does rescinding an adopted council policy not require any consultation or public exhibition?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I've rung the Office of Local Government today and can confirm that there's no requirement. So thank you, Councillor Edwards, for prompting that question in advance so we could get that homework done.
Yeah.
They say it's not the end of the world that we've used the word rescind. In future, they would recommend we use the word revoke, because rescind is often related to a council decision as that's sort of just been made type of thing, whereas this is really just saying a policy is now past its use by date, it's no longer fit for purpose. So,
Redundant.
but they said it's not the end of the world that it says rescind. They just said if we ever do it again, it's revoke. But they confirmed that we don't have to go out for consultation.
Thank you. And just one more follow-up. That's, I just want to confirm it's due to lack of uptake and it's complex and there hasn't actually been an uptake of the policy, has there?
That's right, but no.
Really, is my understanding.
Mr Mayor, nobody's used it at all, not even once. Yep.
A bit sad, isn't it? You think it would do, sure. So you're happy with that word rescind in there? Is it in there? Who moved the second one?
Councillor Kidd and Councillor Tynan.
Yeah. So we're happy with that word rescind then? All right, you can amend that to revoke. All right, we had a move in a second. We have had discussions. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Aye. Those against? I declare it carried. Now, the next motion is the community strengthening plan round one, and I rang this afternoon in regard to that. Needs a little bit of a change, because the way I read in the body of the report, if you look at the body report, there's a recommendation 1, 2, and 3 from staff, and it talks about the acquittal of electric donation first. I think that might need to be debated first, and in the second part to be added. Going in the right direction?
Yes, Mr Mayor, or you might want, we definitely can insert it. So if you want to debate it separately, that's fine, or otherwise it could be debated together after the insertion.
Or it could be added.
Yeah.
Did you all read the report, fellow councillors? Yeah. A question is there?
Yeah, and referring to the fact that our opinion about the outstanding acquittable eligibility would influence our decision of whether we approve the new grant.
Yeah. The staff recommendation in front of us, right, talks about what it talks about. But when I was looking in the body of the report, it does say that we've got to okay the acquittal and if of the previous year, and if so, then that could be included. They could be included in the table. Can I get a manager to talk about that?
Yep. Do you want to move that? We haven't moved it yet, sir.
No, we haven't moved it yet. Director of.
Yeah.
Can you give me
That explanation in regards to their existing grant that hasn't been acquitted, and they've provided us a reason for that, as well as evidence in regards to what they've spent the funding on. And then that can be included in the existing, in the current round.
All right, then. All right. So then if I get a move and a motion for this, that'll be included. Is that how we read it?
Question first, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Tynan?
It says the money was expended in an alternate way other than agreed.
Correct.
Yes.
What the alternate way was.
Yes, it's in the
In the report.
document. Yeah.
I just thought that because you were talking to them.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But the committee has asked us to decide whether we'll agree to the equivalent part of it. And then they could be eligible for this grant. Do you understand what we're talking about, councillors?
Yep.
Yeah, all right, good. All right, so there is a recommendation in front of you from staff. We want to move that. You have a mover and a seconder?
Just on,
Morris, second by councillor Nardi.
on that, sorry,
Just on
for
the-
clarification, just on the little athletics component, I'm just mindful that I do need to step out when we're looking at the bigger
Right,
component.
yeah.
Yeah, so just remind us, which was your,
I've declared a significant pecuniary interest in the
Multicultural support group. So maybe it's all of them except that one, Mr Mayor, we'll do that one alone.
All right then. Multicultural, is that, oh, here we are.
Yes.
Councillor Yeo, happy to debate all those grant recipients instead of the Leeton Multicultural Sporting Group. But that way around.
Support.
Correct. Yeah. All right. So we're going to debate the rest of these. Just 2 seconds, just clarification. So are you going to step out, are you?
I'll step out when we discuss
Yep.
the amount for the Leeton Multicultural Support Group. I'll stay in, look at the other ones.
So Mr Mayor, the current motion is that the little athletics club funds get acquitted and accepted. And then that council approves everything else except the multicultural one.
Right, I can see it now. Good,
Okay.
right, good,
Yeah.
good. So the first part, we're going to debate. We've done it, haven't we? The first one, that bit,
Yeah, so we're doing it all together.
right.
Yeah. Unless you want to do it separately.
No, we'll move all together. We go, councillor.
Sorry, Mr Mayor, point of clarification. In regards to this first motion, is this when we can discuss those that have been recommended not to proceed with the granting of the community grants? Okay, thank you. Well, I'll let someone with the motion discuss.
Right.
Thank you.
It's okay. So we had to move in a second, didn't we?
Oh, good. Councillor Morris and
Someone else?
Bernardi.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't see you discussion.
Am I able to ask a question now, Mr Mayor? Thank you, Mr Mayor. Through you, Mr Mayor, could the council please provide further information why the Bolarama grant application has been denied? For me, one sentence is not sufficient explanation. And has the applicant been provided any advice or guidance to apply for other grants, or if the grant application could have been used for a different part of the event? Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. I refer to gentlemen.
Thank you. And on this occasion, I'm going to refer to the director.
Mr Mayor, so the applicant was in contact with council staff to submitting the application. We did advise that it was a similar event as they had previously put in for in the last round. And given that our policy actually states that we can't fund the same event. Was advised that more than likely it would not be approved. It is the exact same thing that they applied for last time. We had advised them that they then asked if whether the events team could fund it for them, whereas the events team don't have any thing available to actually do that. We haven't actually advised them that they've been unsuccessful because that took on council's decision tonight. But we've given them further feedback after the decision tonight.
Yes. Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just for you, Mr Mayor, I know I didn't ask this before. I might be wrong here, but my understanding was events like the Rainbow Pride Collective received funding for community grants 2 times in a row. It might be 2 different ones, so I might get my wires crossed here, but it was to target different components. So has there been events in the past where it's been events each year or every other year where the community grant has been offered, but to different components of the event?
So through you, Mr Mayor, there has been different things applied for through existing groups, but they've been for different portions of the fund of an event or over a weekend. So that isn't actually funding the whole event, whereas the application is for the whole event. It's the only expense they actually have for the whole event.
And sorry, thank you, Mr Mayor. For you, Mr Mayor, was that, so that was in conversation with the applicants there as well. So you said that you can't do the whole, it's unlikely the whole events? Okay.
A question for Councillor Keating.
Well, it's not a question. I'll just direct Councillor Edwards to page 4 of the Community Grants Program Guidelines. And it's quite separate to events. That also covers the matter of acquittals and everything else.
All right, councillor Morris, you had a question.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. I was just probably commenting on the acquittal, and I know it's very hard with organisations because they're volunteers and committees change over time. I was on the strengthening grants when we specifically brought in an acquittal part of the process, yes. Sorry, because they have to be accountable to the Shire for their funds. And at that time, they're told if funds are redirected or anything changes and they don't expend the money to come and back and talk to council. So it was a bit disappointing to see that hadn't been enacted. I think, and I know it says it in that policy, and every year we review the policy to make sure it's up to date and has all those things, and so applicants understand their commitment to receiving the funds from our Shire and ratepayers. I think, the fact that this organisation went about amending the ways and producing receipts to say where the money had been totally accountable, but the fact that it was for a different source, I guess in this instance, to let be, but I would not like to see it be part of a regular pattern in any shape or form. And I think we just need to reinforce that at the time that we grant them funds, that it does come with a commitment for acquittal and a report when the funds are expended.
Thank you, councillor Morris. Any more discussion? Motion? I'll put the motion. All in favour? Aye. Those against? I think carried. Now we're discussing, give it time to get that. Yeah. So we're discussing the Leeton Multicultural Support Group portion, $2,000. Do you have a mover, a second for that?
So what was that, Mr Mayor? I couldn't hear you at all.
Right. The Leeton, we're going to discuss Leeton Multicultural Support Group, $2,000. So do you have a mover?
I'll move that, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Keith, second by councillor Tynan. Good. In discussion?
No.
Put the motion. Favour, aye. Those against? I think carried. Did you get councillor? In place, thank you. What we're going to move on to now.
Page 165.
Yeah. Thank you, councillor Leeton.
Get down there.
Next part is now we're going to item 8.3.4, which is the minutes of the Whitton Courthouse and Historical Museum Committee, which is a 355 committee, by the way, on page 165. There is a recommendation put forward by staff. Anybody to move that a second note? Councillor Kidd, you're on the Whitton, aren't you? Yes, Councillor Wright, second by councillor Kidd. Yes, yeah. Oh, good, thank you, all right, good. Do we have any discussion? I put the motion, all in favour? Those against? I declare it carried, thank you. Next one is item 8.3.5, Youth Council Minutes 2025 on page 180 of the agenda. There is a recommendation put forward by staff. Do I get a second, a move in a second? Good by Councillor Madam, second by Councillor Nardi. Any discussion?
Just that it was.
Oh.
No, it was just really just a statement more than anything, Mr Mayor. It was really good to see the utilisation of the Roxy for that, and of course, with the recent Fuse Cup being a very successful event at the Roxy, and our champion going on to basically third in the country. I see that that's probably somewhere that the Youth Council might like to chat into their plans for the future. So congratulations to all those involved in the Fuse Cup, and thank you ladies for the wonderful work you do. It's a really good group you've got there.
Yeah, I'd like to add that too.
Just a comment, just on the dot point under the column Youth Council Appendix. There's been a student's name is out from Yanco Cultural High School. If it could please be added after Olivia Barnes, her name is Lily Ritchie.
Right, so the mover and the second, happy to add that into it.
Lily Ritchie.
Correct, thank you.
Thank you.
I had a move in the second though, and had discussions in the,
Or if you want to, or.
So just a quick chat on that. Myself and councillor Maiden were quite heavily involved with the youth movie night, and we ended up getting 135
Something like,
students.
yeah.
And yeah, I think it was really great. The kids got to have a discussion and listen to some mental health representatives.
oh, very good.
And as far as I know, the services being utilised, which has been great. So, yeah, it was a good eye opener for the kids to be able to sit in the Roxy and be a part of the theatre and watch a movie. And yeah, I think the ticketing and the bar did really well.
Yeah, just a further comment. I think just that was a youth-led event. And I think when it is led by those groups, I think we're going to get probably better audience attendance there. So it was really good to see great numbers. The kids had a great night. And it was good to see the Roxy buzzing on the night, and those additional services that Sandra spoke about before the movie, in relation to mental health, which is something that the youth council is really passionate about. I think that was a really nice combination to have that chat, but also that time to relax and watch a movie. So yeah, well done to the youth councillors really for driving that initiative, because it was theirs and
Thanks,
their ownership.
And I, the council made them for your hard work. Well done, and other councils involved.
Yeah.
And
Defer to.
I mean, it brings everything together, doesn't it? It brings the youth together, it brings our Roxy together, it brings the well-being of the young ones in our society. So well done. Good work, everybody. All right, so we had a move in a second. I put any more discussion? Sorry, discussion? No. I'll put the motion. All in favour? Aye. Those against? I declare it carried. Good, thank you. Now, the next motion is the motion on page 203 of the agenda, which has been tabled by Councillor Edwards. Councillor Edwards, would you like to speak for your note?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. I just note a small error in the background. Ruby Miller is now 18 years old and has graduated from Leeton High School. Mr. Mayor, I just want to speak on this motion. So on the 15th of November, I had the privilege of joining Ruby Miller's family, friends and members of our community at the Leeton Soldiers Club to cheer on the Australian Women's Deaf Olympic soccer team, the Koalas, as they face Great Britain in Tokyo for the 2025 Deaf Olympics. Although the result didn't fall our way, it was an inspiring moment for our community to see Ruby representing Leeton with such pride, dedication and hard work. Her commitment to training, combined with the strong support shown through local fundraising efforts, is something we can all be proud of. Unfortunately, the Koalas were knocked out of the running for gold, but they did secure a strong 3-0 win against Kenya. Congratulations to Ruby on this astounding achievement. I know the entire Leeton community looks forward to seeing you continue to shine in future games on the world stage.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I need a second to bring your motion.
Right, Mr. Nels too.
Thank you very much. All right, any discussion? Councillor Wright.
Just to say that, I'm sure if you were there, Mr. Mayor, at our Rotary meeting.
Yes, I was, yes.
Meet Ruby and her mum, and it was a very
Lovely people.
interesting to learn about the way the Deaf Olympic works. It's quite interesting. It's a whole world I really hadn't been aware of. So
yeah,
it really doesn't have a lot of funding either. So every little bit counts. So I believe there is a fundraiser online that can donate to if they wished.
Crowdfunding, is it?
Crowdfunding, yeah.
No, I agree. Great to see something like that going so far. Well done. Any more discussion? No? Put the motion.
Congratulations.
All right. I'm going to again. Right, good. I declare it carried. Now, the other motion, we'll just want to.
Yes.
Good. There's another motion in front of you, notice of the Leeton Dog Park. I think we've got to move in a second. Has that been?
No, we don't have a meeting to sector for the actual motion, do we?
No. No. Moved by Councillor Edwards. I need a second. Was it you, Councillor Ton?
Which motion? The
Oh, this is the Lake Dog Park.
They're the same, just the same document.
Oh, okay.
Different formats.
No worries. That one, yep.
We've moved by councillor Edwards, second by councillor. Any discussion? I take it, councillor Edwards, you want to talk first?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to speak in support of this motion. This motion, I believe, is simple, reasonable and necessary. It does not take a position for or against the proposed relocation of the dog park. What it does is ensure that councillors and the community have access to all the relevant information surrounding the proposal. That council is seen as proactive in its plans and that the community has confidence that we are seriously taking all considerations and all views about where the dog park will go. We are currently in the middle of a public exhibition period for the rezoning that directly affects residents, ratepayers and regular users of the existing dog park. The exhibition closes on 16th of January and the community is being asked to provide feedback on the proposed significant planning, financial and social implications. So yes, for the community to engage properly, they must be able to trust that council itself has full visibility of the proposal. And in my belief right now, that is not the case. Councils have not received all documentation. Without that material, we cannot adequately scrutinise the reasons for any future relocation, impacts, the costs or the alternatives that may or may not have been considered. I believe transparency is not optional. It is fundamental to good governance. When councils make decisions or even contemplate future decisions, it must do so on the basis of complete information. If we are missing reports, assessments, correspondence or analysis, then our ability to represent the community faithfully is compromised. This motion, again, ensures that we as elected representatives have the tools we need to fulfil our responsibilities. It also sends a clear message to the community that we value openness, accountability and proper process, that we do not make decisions in the dark and that we respect their right to respond to proposals with the same information available to us. I don't believe this is a controversial request. I believe it's a fundamental expectation of transparent local government, and I ask that this council support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Someone to speak against the motion?
I
Okay.
will, Mr. Mayor, but only in that I don't see that it's necessary. There has been no decision made on where or what to do with the dog park. And I have been approached over the years by a number of people, which I have corresponded with or spoken to in person, but this keeps coming up. Now, even with the submission time for the rezoning, there are three things that have to line up before you can make any decision to develop that site. One, we have to come to an arrangement with a housing provider. And then the second one is that we have to then secure a builder and we have to secure $2 to $3 million for work services to the block. So it's going to cost $2 to $3 million to provide road infrastructure, water, sewer, power, etc. And that will be reliant on grant funding unless council has an appetite to borrow that amount of money. Now, this isn't going to happen in 5 minutes. There's no urgency about any of this. The process is clear and the community's preference is housing and an affordable housing for people and also for service workers, essential service workers. I cannot see that an extra motion makes any difference to this when there's no decision made and may never be made in this particular matter.
All right,
that's my point, Mr. Mayor.
I was speaking against the motion. I want to speak against the motion, but we have a speaker for the motion now. Councillor Tyler.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Oh, you got a question? Yeah, you got a question? Yeah.
Forgive me, I'm just trying to recall, so I know that we're talking about potentially the relocation
Dog park.
yeah, of the dog park to potentially Black Park, if I'm correct. Is that right? Or no? No. All right, don't worry. I was just making sure that
Nothing dog.
In the early days,
We have nothing to offer the public.
No.
At this.
No, no.
In the early days,
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was going to clarify, was there,
Councillor Madam, in the early days, most of this was done in the last term, council.
yeah, I do recall the discussion back.
And someone put forward the park and it was knocked on the head back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was an option when it was first discussed.
Yeah, but it's not to the head.
It's not
All right.
locked in, Mr.
Not locked in.
Oh, okay.
So Councillor Tiffany has a question?
It's just an option.
Is your concern that we wanna, the people are nervous because the dog park
People are
doesn't matter?
People are very nervous.
So
I've
you,
had so
we
many.
want to provide more information about where we might move it if we do move.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. Just,
Yes, so
Major?
through you, Mr. Mayor, it sounds to me from the way councillors are speaking that there's a bit of confusion as to what's being engaged about at the moment. So at the moment, the land down there could be developed tomorrow. It is land that's zoned for 700 square metre housing. Council adopted a housing strategy a few months ago to say we want medium density down there. So the consultation at the moment is about changing the minimum lot size, smaller lots than 700 square metres. It's not committing council to doing a development. It's not committing council to moving the dog park. It's simply changing the lot size that can be developed down there. So just want to make it very clear that should this engagement land up with the lot size proceeding, there is no commitment from council as to where a new dog park would be. What council does have in its delivery program that you've adopted is that there will be a new dog park, and council will consult all the dog park users about where the dog park should go. So that consultation will only happen in 2026. I am concerned that my staff won't be able to produce reports for council on dog park options in a matter of a week and a half. Yep.
Question?
yeah, or just a comment through you, Mr. Mayor. Do we maybe need a bit of PR? If there is confusion in the community, we tell the story in a more proactive way.
Yeah.
Is that the problem, that people are getting rumours and whispers?
We responded extensively on Facebook,
Yeah, no, not.
clarify any confusion, but I'm happy to continue.
Yeah, I agree,
that,
Councillor Tiffany. Yeah, some things get blown in proportion, you know. If we get round to doing it, you know, when we get round to doing it, it's going to be in the future, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the question you asked is, we had against for. We have to go for, don't we? We had for the motion.
Yeah, I'm for this because although this is really understood that it's all a planning phase, but there's potential in the future that this will happen. And the questions that I've been asked last week, which led to the extension of the public display of the documents and that sort of stuff, is that people are simply saying, well, if that goes there, then where does this go? So it's a cascading effect in the minds of people. And I think if council were to actually put a precinct in some potential areas, identify potential areas, that would go a long way to allaying people's concerns, because it's not unrealistic that the project would begin. I know that's in the plan, but it'll be consequential. But to just be more proactive and give people options, tell them, look, we know you're concerned about this, but these are the chunks of land that we're thinking about. That's
That's what the motion's
I think that's, I want to speak against it, but, well, one of the reasons, you can't just cherry pick out there where you might go, is people who are going to live next to those places as well. I'll just say, I disagree with the idea of cherry picking 3 or 4 places that we might go to without people knowing that's going to happen because they're going to live next to it.
No, I didn't say cherry picking.
You said nominate.
But
Some places.
areas identified as cherry picking.
Sounds like to me. It's like, I want to,
It's the same duck.
yeah, I want to speak against the motion.
It's different.
This motion conflicts 2 unrelated matters Oh, sorry, councillor Chan, have you finished talking before the vote?
I just didn't like the expression of it's the same duck. It's a bit common.
No, I said cherry picking.
Yes, and then under your breath you mentioned, oh, it's the same duck to me.
Yes, sir.
Badgerys Creek.
Councillor Tiffin, any more?
It's Badgerys Creek all over.
Hang on, councillor Tiffin, you want to finish your
That's the time.
time? Sorry, councillor Khan, do you want to finish your
No, I'm fine.
finish? All right. So we've had a speaker for the motion, speaker against the motion. I want to speak against the motion. Okay. Right. This motion conflicts two unrelated matters. The future of the dog park has no bearing on the minimum lot size of the former popular caravan parks, vice versa. Right now, it is our dog park and it stays a dog park until we make an alternative decision for a dog park. New dog park options will be explored in 2026 as per the adopted delivery program. To ask staff to bring this towards 16th December is both unreasonable and unnecessary. We also need to do our homework on future dog parks properly and engage fully before rushing through. The lot size changes at Bognor Road have no bearing on the existence of the dog park. These sizes changes are adopted in our housing strategy. Council resolves to open up the potential for medium density housing on this site in April 2025. We need this type of housing going forward with central workers and affordable housing. This is all we are consulting at the moment. We can already build houses there on the bigger lots, but we haven't yet. We'll get more yield out of it, have more houses. We have told the community that we will not develop the land until a replacement dog park has been identified and developed. That's what matters most. We said we won't leave people without a dog park, and we will deliver on that in 2026. I have people ask me why we have a dog park as well. So there's people out there both sides of the equation. But we did say we have a dog park, and we're committed to the dog park. Even though there's a proportion of people who want to know why we have a dog park. But we've got democracy happening here. Let it be sensible. Let's be sensible and do one thing at a time. I cannot support this motion as rushing plans now is not necessarily. That was my speaking against it. You have the right to reply. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will.
Just
Is there anyone
I
else?
was sorry.
anybody else wants? Now we've had speaker for the motion. If not, I can ask Councillor Edwards to close.
Yes, I'll take my right of reply. I will take a different view to Councillor Kidd and the Mayor here. The motion is not asking for new information. It's actually asking for current information. So any information, any correspondence, any internal, external conversations that happen
Councillor.
around the park.
Councillor.
We're not discussing we're not actually discussing for or against the zoning of the dog park. That's going to come up at a later council meeting. Look, I believe that we need to make sure that the community has information there, that they know that the council's being proactive in finding a suitable location for the dog park. Instead of, if we were to vote for the proposal down the track, it's going to be reactive, really, in the grand scheme of things. I feel like this council has taken a reactive response to the dog park and has not been proactive in finding a suitable location when they're already talking about rezoning the dog park for housing and finding grants and everything else. So that is why I just want information. I want the community to understand what the council's doing to find a suitable relocation of the dog park. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, great. Everybody understands what the motion is. Councillor Tiffany had a question.
Oh, yeah, just a question. Is there much information on that available yet? It seems like what Councillor Edwards is saying is reasonable in principle, transparency and, you know, letting the community know what's going on, but it's almost like we haven't got to that point yet.
And I'm unaware entirely of all the options. The only option I'm vaguely aware of is Black Park. So I'm sure the staff have started to turn their mind to it, but they need to look at reserve purposes because most of our Parklands Crown land, and it's all got associated reserve purposes. We've got to make very clear it all adds up. Council adopted a delivery program, and the delivery program said we'd look at a dog park during this financial year. The staff haven't done it at this point in time, and as I've indicated to the councillors, it is on the agenda for the calendar year of 2026, in the first 6 months of 2026. So if we could all assure the ratepayers that there will be a dog park and they will be consulted, I think at this point in time, that's the best information we can get them. What I certainly can do is ask the manager of Open Space and Rec to bring his options forward as soon as possible in the new year. But at the moment, they're working on capital works projects for the new year. The director might have an idea as to what time frame might be suitable for bringing options forward for the dog park.
If we could have until February's meeting, I would be much obliged. I did sit with the manager of Open Spaces and Recreation today. We took a drive around to look at options. There aren't that many that are within council's control. As you rightly say, the majority of open space is Crown land, and then we'd have to deal with that technicality. The only two spaces that we looked at today that were within our ambit were Black Park and a portion of the Mark Taylor Oval. Portion at the beginning, at the entrance. Those are the only two we looked at. We have given them no thought. The only information that, it's not really even information, the only other documentation that has ever been produced for this was the estimate of cost to put infrastructure into the space, and the amount for which we sought funding, and I don't believe we received. So that is the only information that I'm aware of. We put that estimate together with the sparsest of information.
Mr. Mayor, just a quick comment. Councillors are aware that there is also a dog park within Makeki Park in Yanco. Yeah.
It's totally inappropriate for bigger dogs. So
It's a dog park and it shows
I believe, look,
Councillor Redford.
I can't speak for, I just want to give a comment. Like, we haven't even got the point of what we're going to do down there for a start. And we have told the community, and if I have to do a mayor column or get more information out there to tell people that you want to have a dog park, and when it does happen, we'll be looking for you, right? So you're not going to miss out, right? Someone raised Black Park and Black Park.
It was myself, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor,
yeah.
it was a few years ago when.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ex-mayor made it.
Yeah.
Just in discussions.
Yeah. So there's a lot of the fears that there will be a dog park when and if we get round to doing the redevelopment. Meanwhile, it's business as usual. All right, so I'm just going to put the motion actually. So do you want to comment?
Just
Comment.
It seemed to me what the Director of Operations said about there being very, very limited sources or locations is relevant and is worthy of the public knowing this. And I think this speaks to the point thereof. Well, council is insufficient time to enable informed discussion and further action proposals. I think point 3.
I'm going to put the motion now. You understand what the motion is?
Yeah.
Who's in favour of the motion? Those against? I declare it carried.
Lost.
A lot. It's all right. I'm lost. All right, now we might be moving on to
Confidential.
Brilliant. Just bear with me, people. I'll just catch up on my.
Killed the
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, councillor. Thank you for your advice. I hope I'm not upsetting you, councillor. Thank you, councillor. It is now recommended that council moved into closed council to consider business identity. Point two, that the accordance with the section 10A, 2C, D and 10D of the Local Government Act 1993, the public be excluded from the meeting to enable council to determine item 10.1 listed under confidential matters. As the report contained information that would, if disclosed, confer a commercial advantage on a person with whom the council is conducting or opposed to conduct business with. Point three, that the report relevant to the subject business be withheld from access to the media and public as required in section 11.2 of the Local Government Act. Can I please call for a move and a seconder? Moved by councillor Maiden, second by councillor Tyne. Those in favour? Aye. Those against? I declare it carried. Thank you. So we're still recording?
So confused with November.
During the closed council, there was one resolution that was passed, and the general manager would now read out the resolution made in closed council for item 10.1.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Council awarded a tender to relocate, supply, install and commission a solar powered systems at Leeton and Whitton. Council resolved to accept the tendered price submitted by Andreazza Electrical Pty Limited for a contracted amount of $303,038, excluding GST, to do those works. And they authorised the general manager to sign all relevant contract documentation. Just to be clear for the people that possibly are listening online, the works relate to solar power systems at the Leeton Regional Aquatic Centre and relocating ones from the Leeton Centre to the Whitton swimming pool. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, General Manager. Thank you, councillors, staff and gallery and the community online for joining tonight's ordinary council meeting. The time being closed at 8:30. I will now officially